And one thing about Nehemiah, and one thing about his leadership, and one thing that should be said of us, that we should never be caught off guard. We are never to be caught off guard. He was not caught off guard. He knew what to do. Soon as they came in God's sovereign plan, God's sovereignty, he saw the situation. He sent some faithful people to go tell them. God communicated to them, as he always does to his people. Those are truly following Christ. They got the word, they knew, and Nehemiah was ready to retaliate. In Matthew 24:14, it says of the true believers, which I always found this fascinating. Now, I know this is dealing with a different incident with signs and wonders and false prophets. But the reality is that we're not to be caught off guard, because the thing is, we're never to be deceived. If possible, the Bible says, even the elect. As the elect of God, we are not to be deceived. We're not to be hoodwinked, right? We should be ready. We should know what to do. Nehemiah's adversaries were not coming to intimidate, mock, or tease them. The Bible says in verse 11 they had planned on killing them. Why? What was the purpose? Why were they wanting to kill them, to murder them? Why? To cause the work of God to cease. That's always the problem wherever you look, wherever you are, whatever you're involved in. You start getting that. You know what I'm talking about, right? You start something. You ever just got into something? You want to start a ministry. You want to do something. And it just seems like no matter what you do, it just seems like from wherever you look, you're getting attacked. Or you have that one person, right, that always comes in and wants to stifle the work of God. They always want the work of God to cease. Obviously, we preach and live by an unstoppable gospel. The gospel will never be stopped. The work of God will never be stopped. The enemy can't steal that from you. When God sets out for something to get accomplished, trust me, the devil is God's devil, right? He can't control God at all. He can attack believers because we know that in the Bible. But the reality is God's work will always be done, but God's work that's truly from God will always be attacked. There'll always be conflict. And we have to be ready for this when they come for our lives. In verse 10, they believed that the strength of the laborers was failing. And anytime the enemy sees the failure of Christians beginning to wane, or they have a certain look, or they're not paying attention, right? It's when they attack. And I'll tell you this right now. The enemy will always strike you where you're the weakest.